Welcome back to The Pulse. We are live from our studios. We are also live on all our social media handles. It's on JoyNews on TV. Tweet at us with the hashtag The Pulse. My personal handle is at Denana Aisha. This afternoon, some drivers in Ashaiman and Kaswa remain on strike despite the leadership of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union announcing a suspension of the action. Throughout this morning, the drivers have been on strike in an effort to force government to reduce taxes on petroleum products, which they say has led to the high cost of petrol, diesel and LPG. We have details of these taxes and a breakdown for you. But the impact of the nationwide strike by commercial transport operators was felt most by ordinary Ghanaians who use the public transport system to commute daily. Among others, some have missed examinations, botched appointments and turned up late to work. Across the country, hundreds of commuters were left stranded the entire morning with no means of transportation. Some of them told JoyNews they had to wait for hours or walk long distances to get to work.
We are live here at the Circle or Donna Trotro station, where most of the drivers are confused as to whether to follow what they have heard on radio or seen on TV, that they are going to be embarking on a sit-down national strike. Well, over here, some of the drivers have decided to board their vehicles and transport them to their various destinations. Some others will tell us that they don't know what to do. They are in a state of confusion, waiting for national to confirm the strike to them before possibly they can join that strike. We'll talk to some of the drivers here who would have wished that they actually go on strike so that possibly government will come to the table and negotiate for their demands to be effected. Tell me, so this station you are working, why are you working?
Yes, this morning we'll come, I will say, for 4 p.m. We come there to tell it no work. Then we there is that before after 5:30 to 6. Then we just say, let's say, Commander, say, make it. That's why we the work.
So you haven't heard anything from national that you are going on strike?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything from national to 6 morning before I see they say Commander, chief, what do you call it? They say chief, and they say make it. That's why. Okay. And some people planted they didn't want, unless this place would they do that.
Great, thank you very much. So this particular station here, well, they are working. It tells me that, well, because they've not received any official communication from their secretariat, they'll proceed on work until further notice. Okay, so this is one of many cars here, empty. The gentlemen that you see inside are preventing them from loading. This is the situation across many bus terminals in the city of Accra. As you can see from the shot, many people stranded. Ordinarily, they would have been at their various places of work, but that is not the situation. Well, let me talk to the gentleman here. How long have you been here?
Over 2 hours now.
2 hours now? So what have you been doing here?
I was waiting for a car, but the cars are not moving, so I've called home and someone is coming to...
So someone's coming to pick you and take you to work?
To Accra.
To Accra, okay, I see. So you've been here for 2 hours, but still he's not been able to get a transport, a commercial car that will take him to his destination. He says that he's going to Accra. His situation is not different.
I'm starting from Ablekuma 6 o'clock. I'm here, still come. Now I'm coming, I reach here.
So you left Ablekuma 6 o'clock?
Ablekuma 6 o'clock.
Wow. So why are you not getting here?
I won't get, I get a taxi. Uber, small to market to here, before I'm here.
I mean, how does that make you feel?
I'm feeling to go home.
I've talked to some of the transport operators here who will tell me about some of their concerns here. And see, bossman,
I break too much.
So one year, you so when you scan,
want to phone, what is my phone, what is my yes, and what is phone to my.
Around midday, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union issued a statement asking its members to suspend the strike as they prepare to meet government on the matter. Currently, that meeting is underway at the presidency. But let's take you live to to the ground and to some transport terminals and see what exactly is happening there. My colleague Faustina Safo and Mamiese have been out and about to check what's happening in town. Let me start with you, Mamiese. Where are you and what's the situation there? Okay, so Faustina Safo would talk to us first. Faustina Safo, where are you and what's the situation there?
Hi, Aisha. I'm currently at the Kaswa station. I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. This morning, chaotic is what best describes the scene here at the Kaswa station. Dozens of residents were stranded as drivers refused to move their vehicle. In fact, our camera spotted a police van attempting to help some of these stranded residents to their location. And indeed, you could see that everybody wanted a spot in that vehicle, but unfortunately, it couldn't take all of them. Now, they are not the only ones affected. Traders here at the Kaswa station are also saying that the whole day they have not been able to achieve their sales. Now, if you look behind me, you could see, despite the directive from the GPRTU that drivers should resume operation, some vehicles are still grounded, yet to make any official movement. So we will be speaking to some of the drivers as well as some commuters who have had to wait here for more than 3 hours just to get a vehicle. Some of them who have been speaking to us say that they are so excited that finally the GPRTU have been able to speak to the drivers to resume operations. But unfortunately, even with that directive, some drivers who are going according to GPRTU and have resumed operations are finding it difficult getting passengers because now most of them have gone home. So let's speak to some of the drivers here. Some of them are still angry that government is yet to reduce fuel prices. You're live on JoyNews. And then you say, one year, Juma. I'm saying,
I'm saying, 3 days now starting information say, you buy a demonstration kakra. But and upon I say, Baba say, Baba te chini na imula order na ba. So if you want to fee, package you can want to car. A mile o'clock station in ulo do kwa kwa won prema nko. Ti mu hora na afi be fo bebia na chese taso abibia koso say demonstration kwa na bia ya
sisi amusi omuntifo no. Government yombeye, but you who say be more still or Mumbejuma.
And a crowd for another. A credit, you need a chef a fair number, what? Cause in the problem just came from one, so it's going to be four. And this 1, 2, 4, and as soon as I just a wood to move to Muquadia, wageman. And tonight I say, Obama 4 hours before 9 and what time? I'm not a usual.
Well, I've been speaking to, he's a driver here, and he says that this morning he had to park his vehicle because he received directives from his superiors that they should not make any movement. And for those of them who tried to defy the directive, they were, somewhat restricted and they ensured that they kept to it. And then he's saying that government should ensure that they stick to their promise of reducing the fuel prices. There are more people who are angry here. They want to speak to us. More drivers. Me patrol here driving say see amusi enti fuel no enti na mo amba ejuma ende.
Yes, the air can say aban say fuel no hwema kakra because adrawa for ble. And na okoto fuel oba de be tia be kono de utua na no ano esa akosoro. Nti de ni hwe kan de air can say aban ne penfo say o mo hwe ye na adrawa for ye bre no mo nya fuel no bibi kakra ma ye because okoto spare parts no de ono kofa na se fuel or the boy be out so driver ni ulodi fu esenka auto de koba na ba wonya kakra didi na and also obeba on top point esenka wonya no eso asate ye de enya se ye fene se ye beto lolu femu ye nya ya adwen se ye pese ye to lolu femu but the esla ban ni penifon se ye pa omo cho kotodwegu form ye sele wo mo omo ntifu eno so ma na lolu fe ni nyina ba bi ejina ye ni so ade ho ni ya nyina.
But almost your mate phone first na ukoto Gold filling station 699. Say almost your mate so 685. But mum penesa.
Mami, no cry baako. O check sa liter no per liter do mate free so 20 pesos cry enu. And if I say me ko ye long journey ye run me load free car so kon na se me ba na me to be Kumasi me to be 40 liters. Na se 40 liters no we it say 10 pesos free per liter so a sika sen na wa ye free so ye de ye ni hwe kan ye ntimi ni aban twen de ye sela aban ya ne se ene ne mpani fo se ye sela wo mo ada o mo hwe na ye se fu ene de ye ble ene 3 days driver ni ba ko ne yele ja no ada ya wo se wontimi ma ko mo ntimi hwe fie enye se driver na ye kwase ampani o obekọ beba no sika no ena lonje na adwuma ye no so no ebu a 2 days kwase na wonya bia ko nti ko ba kakra no enso de ye sela aban ya no nti ye ni sela na ye sela se ye pane chow o mo hwe mo nya fufu an biduma na ye bre.
So this is another driver. He's saying that, in fact, just 3 days ago, one of the drivers, his wife had to leave him because he cannot take care of the family. And that's because the fuel prices are too expensive. They say the reduction government has made so far is not enough. So there are more people here who would like to speak to us. We are driving. Sesia de kosuno. Uhune saying.
And the kosuno de nyamianum Ukrainian, fu any day so tiso. What is my beboy? If they can see a tunnel of my hotel and I say bamo. And to what is so needs a bar no money as we need to manage. Is it work with my babonia? Kaurabu of his wedding sika as soon as you know and oko. Is it very book as we are top 400? Is it 1 to 5 and be a 600 before that overcover? I had no bed your person to a more normal to my year into a year, mining cost or engineer be an person and a pomcas actually a tea juma. Domusunti and so as some of my and Enzo be bianco.
Well, that is it here live from the Kaswa station, Aisha. The drivers are saying that they have heeded to the calls of the GPRTU union. They have called off the strike, but they want government to keep their part of the bargain. Aisha, over to you in the studio.
Hopefully, the meeting underway at the presidency with their leadership will address this. But my colleague Mamiesi Thompson also spoke with some drivers earlier. Let's listen to them.
Currently at the Sherman main station, you can see behind me that the drivers and the mates are playing football. Why? They are on strike. They are not working. According to them, they will not work until government reduces the taxes on petroleum products. We are here to find out how they are spending their day and then also to talk to some of them about the concerns that they are taking to government, how they want their concerns to be addressed. And we are here with some of the drivers who are playing dummy and other games to, while away the time whilst they are not working. See how it's going to go with them. So join me, let's talk to some of the drivers. I mean, as you can see, the ball just hit me and you realize that they're having their time here at their Sherman station, playing ball, playing other games and bonding while they are not working. And so let's see to some of them and talk to them about how their concerns should be addressed. The station has been transformed to a football park. How is it that you are in the heat of a demonstration, or let me say a strike, trying to get the attention of government to reduce part and cost of petroleum products? And it looks like they're having fun.
Bye. Mamiesi Thompson now joins us with more. Mamiesi, where are you currently and what can you tell us about where you are?
Currently at one of the stations here at the Sherman and following the president's directive. The situation hasn't changed much. Personally, I had to walk all the way from Tema Community A to a Sherman because I couldn't get any trotro or taxi to bring me here.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the situation hasn't changed, not because they are disregarding the president's directive, but the president's directive came in a little bit too late. When it came, most of the drivers had gone home, and even the main station gates have been closed. I've been speaking to the GPRTU communications team member, Mr. Samuel Amwa, who is currently with me as we speak. I will be asking him a few questions about the current directive that has come from the president. Mr. Amwa, thank you so much for joining us on the Pulse. We know that the president has directed you to call off the strike. What is the development coming after that?
Thank you very much. The development now is that, yes, we've had that information that the president has asked us to call off the strike action, of which we have done just that. But the problem is we, the leaders, have announced it. We have informed all our drivers to go back and do their normal work. But at the moment, most of the drivers are not working. And the problem is that this information came in late. We started this strike action way back from Thursday. We sent, a communique all around our branches and our members, and that is what they do. Most of the drivers even didn't go and pick their vehicles from their car owners. And most of them too, when you ask them to go back and work, what they will tell you is the day has already ended. So that is why you see few of them are working, but most of them are still, parked their vehicles, and now they are not working at the moment.
Right, and we know that your leaders are meeting the president. They are back to the negotiation table. Have you heard anything? Has there been any development from that place as well?
At the moment, we've not heard anything, and we are still waiting for them to come and tell us something. Or we have a bigger platform. We are expecting that whatever will come out from there, they will put it on the platform for all of us to know what is happening. So at the moment, we are still waiting for them to hear something better from them.
I mean, I still want to ask this question. Do you think that the strike today achieved what you were aiming at?
I would say yes and no. Yes is that from onset, all these things from the beginning, we were approaching the transport ministry. The minister asked us to, put everything on paper and that he's going to present it. Later on, they sent 2 deputy ministers to meet the coalition members. That is the deputy transport minister and the deputy energy minister. That one too, we couldn't hear anything from them. So this time around that we started embarking on the strike. That is when we have found out that the president himself has stepped in. So I think we are on course. So we believe this little strike, or the few hours that we decided not to work, has yielded something of which we know since this thing has gotten to the office of the president. At least there is going to be something better, and we know what we are looking for. I believe we'll get it.
I know you have to go, but before you go, if what you're looking for isn't handed over to you, what will be your next action? I would say that this strike action that we decided to embark, we said we are going to embark on indefinite strike action. That means we couldn't fix a specific day that today we are doing it for 1 day or 2 days. What we are looking for right now is for the government to scrap those taxes that we are mentioning. If that thing fails, the coalition will quickly meet and a decision will be taken. For that decision, I can't say it now. So, Aisha, you heard from Samuel Amwa. He is a member of the communications team of the GPRTU here in Ashaiman. And I can tell you that the impact of this will still be felt in the evening because many of the drivers have gone home. They are not here currently. And so we'll be seeing more workers walking home from work and students as well as the day goes. Maybe the situation is going to improve tomorrow when all of them fully resume work. Aisha.
Mamiesi Thompson is a woman on the ground checking for us what is going on over there. Let's bring in policy analyst Peter Tekwe. Mr. Tekwe, I'm grateful for your time this afternoon. What's the way out of this, especially looking at our tax structure? Kindly unmute for me, Mr. Tekwe.
Sorry. The situation we are in now calls for more engagement, and that is the word now. There should have been more engagement from the beginning. I kept saying that anytime there's going to be fuel price increases, the drivers' union, which is one of the major stakeholders in the transport value chain, should be involved. I mean, for them to appreciate the reason for the price increases. they have been sending this signal for some time now. And according to them, nobody has bothered to, contact them. But they play a very sensitive role in the economy. And you can imagine if all of them have been grounded, even some of them have been working at some level, assuming other, ones like the taxis, like the Ubers and stuff, all of them set ground totally. There's going to be chaos. And so the situation and the way forward is that there should have been earlier engagement. We need to be more proactive in managing situations of such nature, because these are people who need to understand, and they are people who understand in the sense that when prices of petroleum goes up, they wait for a while before transport fares also goes up, which means that they are accommodating. So we need to actually also engage them more on that level. Sometimes I think that we take certain sectors of the economy or certain people for granted, and that is what is resulting in what is happening now, unfortunately.
Now, these drivers are asking for some levies to be scrapped off on petroleum products. Is it possible government can do something about this?
Government can do something about it. You see, if you look at the price build-up, there are some aspects that government has control. One, let me give you some examples. We have what is the debt recovery and then stabilization, which is just 14%. But you see that because of the sharp depreciation of the currency, the impact of this 40% was on top. So you don't even see that there has been reduction. Now, we have other taxes like the sanitation and the pollution and the sanitation recovery levy, which is 10 pesos. Government can do something about it. We have the special petroleum tax levy. Now, this tax was introduced, I think, 2014 or thereabout, when the prices of the product at the world market has dropped sharply. And government, of course, is losing revenue. And so the reason was that, look, let's bring in some tax that will help to, close the revenue gap that we are losing in the petroleum price build-up or our petroleum sector. Now, prices have evolved over the years, but this is still there. And it's 46 pesos. Government can do something about it. Look, store debt recovery, the debt, we have energy debt recovery levy. This is meant for toll. It is something that is costing us 49 pesos in the price build-up. Is government saying that these major items I mentioned, the debt recovery levy, the sanitation and pollution recovery levy,
there's a special petroleum tax.
Government can do something. If they can take off 14 pesos, the 49 pesos for the debt recovery levy, energy debt recovery levy, the 46 pesos for the special petroleum tax, and I told you the reason why this petroleum tax was introduced. Now that the prices have evolved, can the government do something about it? It's about engagement, and I think that something can be done about it.
Peter Tepwe is a policy analyst. I'm grateful for your time this afternoon.